The Super Eagles of Nigeria has moved one spot down to 36th in the latest FIFA ranking. Former Arsenal captain and legend Thierry Henry is in line to become the next manager of Bournemouth. And lastly, Wikki Tourists players and officials escaped death after their boss went up in flames on their way to play a football match. These and many more stories when I return. This is the Man for Horses in Kaiser. I'll be right back. Crystal Palace captain and attacker Wilfred Zaha said he will no longer be taking a knee before a match because all the basis why they're taking the knee is not working because racism in football is still on the rise. He said this thing over the weekend after a Brentford, a team from the EFL, said that they as a team will not be taking a knee because the basis why they're taking a knee is not working because racism is still on the high rise in the world of football. Talking about racism, somebody like Tuanzembe, Manchester United defender and Arsenal attacker Eddie Nketiah recently came under very heavy racist abuse on social media because of the color of their skin, and let's just because of ways to actually curtail or actually remove racism from football entirely. And in an effort to stop racism for football, Twitter banned the account of that particular user who abused Eddie Nketiah racially. And Twitter, as well as football associations around the world, are making all stringent efforts to make sure they find a way to reduce racism in the world of football concerning people that are using the social media. Behind Senegal, Tunisia, Algeria, Morocco comes the Super Eagles of Nigeria, standing 5th in the continent of Africa. But away from Africa and the whole world FIFA ranking, Nigeria sits 36th, the latest FIFA ranking that was released on Tuesday. Now for the whole world, the first team is Belgium, followed by France, Brazil, England, then Portugal. Now leading other countries like Argentina and the rest below that very particular order. And the basis of Super Eagles of Nigeria moved all the way down to 36th was the match the friendly they played against Sierra Leone, where they had to draw 0-0 at the first leg and drew 4-4 at the second leg, which actually put a little dent on the image of the Super Eagles. And Super Eagles are hoping that in their subsequent matches they'll be playing, they hope to put a better performance to see them move all the way above some of these teams in that same ladder. Former Arsenal legend and captain Thierry Henry is in line to become the next manager of Bournemouth Football Club after recent reports emerged from the social media. Now remember that Thierry Henry formerly coached a team like Monaco where he spent only 3 months before losing his job. It didn't take long before an MLS club in the US picked him, where he's currently coaching a team like Montreal Impact, but that doesn't stop him from being connected to this job opening at Bournemouth Football Club. Even though the interim manager of Bournemouth Football Club so far has been doing a great job, having won 2 games out of 3. And not just Thierry Henry for the job, but former Arsenal captain as well as Patrick Vieira is also in line for that very particular job. And that has put 2 of them toe-to-toe to see who can actually get the job. But so far, there's not been any bad blood between both players. And former Arsenal midfielder once said that Thierry Henry is not really qualified to coach a team as Bournemouth because Thierry Henry does not have any managerial experience enough to coach a team that's playing in the EFL, that job doesn't fit him, that Thierry Henry is more of a Hollywood signing if they should sign him because of the name and fame he has made for himself over his footballing career years. It was the near-death experience for Wikki Tourists footballers and the officials as their boss went up in flames on their way to play Kaiser FC in the MPFL, happening so far this season. But before that bus went up in flames, the 2 tires of that bus had blown on their way to that match. But when that fire started, the players were so at alert they had to jump out through the windows when they were alerted that the fire was coming from beneath the bus. There's a very disturbing picture when you saw them shouting and screaming, trying to fight their way out of a small pocket of space to just make sure they get out there to safety. The officials of the club actually said that so far so good that there is no casualty, everybody is in good terms, and they are waiting for latest reports pertaining the club. And for the match, they have to play with Kaiser FC. That match still so far has been suspended, and there's not been any latest report when that match will be played. So far so good. Wikki Tourists has not really been in good form, and as well as their opponents, which they wanted to play Kaiser FC, both teams are hoping to win their game. And what's going to happen? We'll have to find out when they both finally meet for that encounter. Who is going to win? Is it Wikki Tourists or Kaiser FC? We'll find out when the new date has been fixed for that match. It was with joy and excitement that football fans, the whole world, welcomed the return of the UEFA Champions League and Europa League that started this week. And we saw the likes of Messi lose his match, Ronaldo lose his first match, giving the spotlight to someone like Erling Haaland and Kylian Mbappe. And for the Europa League, Manchester United went off a flying start, trashing their opponents, Real Sociedad by 4-0. And for Arsenal, it wasn't really what they expected, but they drew because they drew 1-1 against Benfica somewhere at Rome. Next week, we'll be getting the return leg of all these fixtures. Will Ronaldo be making a statement, or will Messi be leaving the tournament this early? But that's my job. We're bringing you all those scores, updates, and fixtures right here on Sports on the Go. I'll be right back. This is Niger Feedback. Now, still on football, we're bringing you all the latest football fixtures pertaining the EPL, Spanish La Liga, the Italian Serie A, as well as the French Ligue 1. Apart from that, we're bringing you the table standing in all this league. These are many more stories when I return. This is the man for horses in Kaiser. I'll be right back. All right, thank you very much, guys. These are the stories I have for you from this very beautiful segment of Sport on the Go. Follow us on social media handles at My Color TV, no space in B, to YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, as well as Facebook, and I'll bring you up to speed around the world of sport. This is the man for horses in Kaiser. I guess I'll see you when I see you. Stay safe, and bye-bye.
My Color TV, life in living color.